Once asked, let's key in on this for a moment. Once asked why he was so successful on the basketball court, Kobe Bryant looked at the reporter and said this: Have you seen Los Angeles at 4 a.m.? I see it often because that's when I start training. That's when I start training. In this week's message, it's going to hit people between the eyes. It's a necessary message because whether you're a sales leader, whether you're a sales manager, or whether you're a sales person, I'm going to ask you, what time of the day do you start your training? What time of the day do you start your training? Here's what's interesting. Everybody in sales wants to be paid professional athletes type money. Now, we all know that professional athletes make an exorbitant amount of money, but they work their ass off. They train like none other. They're held accountable to it. They take pride in their performance and how they plan, how they prepare, and more importantly, how they practice. How they practice. So, here's what I want us to think about. Whether you're a sales leader, whether you're a sales manager, or again, whether you're a salesperson, here's the question: what separates an elite athlete from an average sales rep? What separates an elite athlete from an average sales rep? Here's what I'll submit to you: it's millions of dollars and their mindset. I'm going to take this all the way down. It's their mindset to practice. Practice is the one huge separation point between elite sales teams and elite sales professionals and average sales reps. But here's what I find concerning, fascinating, interesting, quite freaking hilarious, and alarming is the continual difference I see between sales reps and sales professionals. Here's what I want us to key in on, please, on this one. Please, please, please follow along with me on this. We all have our favorite sports teams, some more than others. Here's what I want us to think about. What would happen to a professional athlete who comes to a meeting unprepared, half-asses practice, lacks engagement, is always on their phone, looks as though they don't want to be there. They bitch and they moan and they give off the aura they're above all of this. What happens? Well, I'm here to tell you, we all know what happens. They're short-lived for that team. Yet, why do we as sales leaders and sales managers allow salespeople to carry the same attitude when it comes to sales betterment? Why do you as sales leaders and sales managers continue to allow this to happen? What are you all so afraid of? What are you all so afraid of? Will Durant said this best. He said, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit." As I bring this message to a close, I'm going to share with you a great book. It's Mental Dynamite. This book is just the core foundation around practice. I'm a firm believer in this: what's forever old is forever new. You see, in this book, Mental Dynamite, again, here's the book. This was a conversation between Napoleon Hill and Andrew Carnegie. This was in 1908. Now, in 1908, Napoleon Hill was a struggling newspaper magazine writer, and he had the opportunity to interview Andrew Carnegie. He expected this to be short-lived. Well, it turned out it was a well over a 2-hour conversation that was captured in this book. Here is what is interesting. Napoleon Hill asked Andrew Carnegie, and at that time, Andrew Carnegie was the wealthiest person in the world after just selling Carnegie Steel to J.P. Morgan. Here's what was interesting. He asked him, what made Andrew Carnegie so successful? Upon which Andrew Carnegie said the key to his success was self-discipline, constructive habits, and personal accountability. Now, I'm going to quote something that was in the book. This came from Andrew Carnegie. And I want us to key in on this, whether you're a sales leader, or you're a sales manager, or you're a salesperson. This was from one of the great ones of all time. He went on to say this: what a person is and what a person accomplishes, both in failures and success, is a result of that person's habits. Fortunately, habits are self formed, they are under the control of the individual. Gaining control over these thoughts and habits goes a long way toward the attainment of self-discipline. Hey folks, this conversation took place over 100 years ago. What would happen as a sales leader and a sales manager to your sales team's results if you brought discipline, constructive habits, and personal accountability to your sales team around practice, planning, and preparation? But here's the thing: we're all in search for those quick tips, tactics, something that's going to get us over the goal line with minimal amount of work. What made Andrew Carnegie so successful? What will make you as salespeople, sales leaders, and sales managers successful? I'm here to tell you this: it's practice. Practice, practice, practice. It's disciplined practice. Tony Robbins said it best: it's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives, it's what we do consistently. I'm going to leave you all with one thing to think about. Whether you're a sales leader, sales manager, or a salesperson, if you all want to achieve the results that nobody is achieving, then you must be willing to do the things that nobody is doing. Practice, practice, practice. I sincerely appreciate each and every one of you for allowing me to bring selling from the heart to the forefront. Together, we're changing the dynamics in sales. We're creating sales betterment based on heart, being genuine, being sincere. At Selling from the Heart, we call it giving a rip. It's giving a rip about yourself, your clients, your marketplace, your family, your employer. People would rather connect and do business with a sales professional who sells from the heart as opposed to one who is an empty suit. Have an amazing week.